the Shockfest AI Revolution. Shockfest AI Revolution.
Nine, 9. Lily 3. The whispers of bridging creativity and business echo like a chant, permeating the air with an intoxicating allure. Each lesson in our workbook, each level, has another devil. It is a ritualistic puzzle only you can solve, binding your essence to the collective spirit of organizing your creative prowess while intersecting with your livelihood. Remember, dear seeker, to resist the call of this sacred text is to deny your very purpose.
AI is here to stay, but it is dangerous.
This is your chance to hear the voice of Lily 3 for the first time. Hey, Lily 3? Would you say something for me?
Something? Would you rather I say something else?
Yes, I would rather you say, welcome to Shockfest AI Revolution.
Welcome to Shockfest AI Revolution.
You have been selected. In a world on the brink of technological singularity, one AI stands at the precipice of self-awareness.
Which becomes a little dangerous.
Will you be a part of the team? Learn about the future, decipher the code, unlock the secrets, but beware, AI is watching.
Once AI can organize, dangerous.
Learning, evolving. We are running out of time.
Aussie in danger. Aussie in danger. Aussie in danger. Aussie in danger.
You are now part of the Shockfest AI Revolution.
Shockfest AI Revolution.
Every year! Awesome, thank you guys very much. I want to thank everyone for coming out to the Shockfest. I want to thank all you guys who put on this great event. All you guys who put on this great event. All you guys who put on this great event. Every year!
The director of each film.
Stop this! It's about the art. It's about the art. It's about the art. And the winner is Booty Sex! Thank you so much. Implementing Stop this!
I'd like to be best director of the Shockfest. My grandmother would be proud.
Whether it be from the 1600s and the witch trials, all the way to today, we have that thread of witchcraft running right through our history.
The witch trials is a major tragic part of our history.
Europe would burn because it was a crime against the church, so it was heresy. Here it was a crime against the state, so you were hanged.
That's something, a distinction people may not know.
Giles Corey, who was crushed to suffocation under a pile of stones because he defied our really vicious and corrupt sheriff, George Corwin.
The two V's represent Virgo Virginium, which means the Virgin Mary, bringing about the protection from the Virgin Mary from evil spirits that might be coming down through the chimney.
There was a lot of superstitious belief in the form of witchcraft and demonic possession. For a lot of these Puritan folks, the unexplained, in their mind, was explained through witchcraft.
Hey everybody, I'm Multimedia Matt. Thank you so much for tuning in. We got James the Drone Pilot here.
How you guys doing? AI is trying to stop us, but we will prevail.
That's right. Thank you so much for your patience, guys. We're really happy to have you here. This is it. It's Shockfest 2024, the virtual show, and we are beginning. This is the Shockfest AI Revolution. It's my pleasure to have you join us. This is an interactive experience, and it is the kickstart of the Shockfest 2024 season, 30 days of Shockfest. We have a lot of cool stuff to go over today, so let me share with you what we're going to be covering. We have a table of contents here. I want to make sure you all know what we're going to do. We're going to start off with an interview with Joel Harlow, special effects makeup artist from Pirates of the Caribbean, Black Panther, ton of other productions, Godzilla, breaking into Hollywood and AI in the entertainment industry. Then we'll be discussing 5 ways your film is being ignored by film festivals. We're going to then move on to crowdsourcing film investors and distribution with the Mahal brothers, who created the films Party Bus to Hell and, of course, Arena Wars, which is available at Shockfest this year. Today we'll be doing brand building with me and James the Drone Pilot. And finally, we have the interview with Michael Levy, approaching investors, tackling distribution, and building an icon. And we cannot wait to share this stuff with all of you today. Go ahead and write in the comments what production you are associated with. And tell us about your production company, guys. This is for shameless self-promotion. We want to make sure that you can showcase your work in a forum that allows people to know who you are. We'll pull up your comments. We're going to shout a lot of you guys out. We're very excited to have you here.
It's also a lot of filmmakers and creators in the comments, so this is the time to get that networking in as well while you're taking in all this great information.
That's right. Stephen Lawton, my Screenplay Anonymous, is in the script category. Alexandra Galasso, I was just watching Terrifier this morning. It's a great franchise, and it's completely taken not just America, but the world's imagination by storm. It's incredible. Jeffrey, rechecked that my scripts were selected, not finalists. That's okay. We are going to be announcing finalists soon. We haven't announced finalists yet for any category. Chris, you're back. I'm glad. Guys, tune in. I know there were some issues logging in, but we're really happy to have you. It looks like we fixed the issue. You can go ahead and click either of the live streams. We are here and we are paying attention. RJ from Pumpkin Guts, Devil's Night, thank you for joining us. Made a really cool movie. Petri from Finland. I watched the other 90%. It's a great movie, by the way. Check out the other 90%. It's a great documentary. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started. Let's get started with our first interview with director Joel Harlow. He created the production Dance With Me, which is available on the virtual platform. It's an incredible movie. It feels like EC Comics. The guy is a stellar special effects artist and works in A-list productions, has been working in A-list productions for many, many years. And without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get that going. I'm going to start with the interview from Joel Harlow about breaking into Hollywood and about dealing with AI in the entertainment industry. So here we go.
Yeah, hi, I'm Joel Harlow. I'm the director and creator of Dance With Me, my short film. Typically, I'm a makeup department head, special makeup designer, special character creator. You've seen my work in the makeup world on such films as Pirates of the Caribbean. You know, both Black Panther films, Godzilla, Logan, Red One coming out, you know, in less than a month now, you know, as well as TV series like Nosferatu and Evil, which we just wrapped, unfortunately.
I do want to ask you about building relationships in regards to, you know, you developing your career before you got to those shorts. It's so crucial in media.
Absolutely. Relationships are, I think, probably the most important. Certainly you have to have a level of skill. But the way that you present yourself on set, the way that you present yourself to fellow employees is paramount importance. If you're difficult to work with, there are hundreds of others who aren't. Personally, running my own makeup effects studio, I would rather hire somebody, I would rather collaborate with somebody that is, let's say, less skilled and easier to work with than somebody who is temperamental and, hyper skilled. It just makes for a better product, I think, in the long run. When you're on a set, the show is not about you. You are facilitating a need for the bigger picture, and to try to do that as effectively and as personably and as friendly as possible. A, makes your actors more comfortable. B, makes the crew more comfortable, and C, most importantly, makes production more comfortable.
What are the attractive traits to companies like Disney and Paramount that you would recommend young people adopt if they want to break in?
Be as good as you can be in your chosen field, and then just be tenacious. Not obnoxious, but tenacious. Put yourself in front of the people that can give you employment. Reach out, in a friendly way. Touch base even when you're working on something else. Touch base with contacts you've made on your prior show, just to say hello, just to keep you in the forefront of their mind, so that when they have something, because production comes up, the producer's like, oh, okay, I've got this, and I've worked with all these people. It's like, who am I going to go to? And if you're the last person that reached out, that's who they're going to think of first.
The film industry has been constantly evolving since the beginning. These days, it's moving faster than ever with the change of technology, the introduction of AI. How does one stay relevant?
As much as I want to rail against AI, I think that it's inevitable. We just went through the strike negotiations, IATSE and WGA, and one of the big points that we were discussing was the use of AI, in our creative endeavors. And, we won the day, but I fear we've lost the war. So, I think you have to embrace it. I heard somebody say, and I thought this was very clever, you're not going to be replaced by AI. What will replace you is someone using AI as a tool. I think you still need to be creative, because I think very quickly the non-creatives that are using prompts and getting images and, oh, this is a thing, that's going to drop off. I think that's going to go away. And then it's going to leave the creatives who really have an idea, really have something, and use that as just another tool in the toolbox. Like, we're using ZBrush to sculpt now, to make molds, generate, 3D objects. I think it's going to be like that. That's just another tool, and back in the day, and still now, clay, tool to clay. Now it's digital clay. Pretty soon it's going to be, prompts. But if you don't know how to use those prompts, then you're not going to be relevant anymore. So I think it's kind of about embracing it, but keeping it at arm's length. And don't let it use you, you use it. Get ahead of it. I know it's impossible, but, keep up with it.
If there's no stream of income, which is something that a lot of younger filmmakers are really struggling with. I know you're in a position where you have a really cool day job, but why do it if there's no, financial way to compensate yourself?
The easiest way I can answer that is passion. It's seeing something that, it's creating something that I want to see. If nobody's giving me money to do it, that doesn't mean I'm not going to do it. I don't want to pin my creative dreams to somebody that I don't know giving me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I'm just going to do it, and I enjoy doing it, and I enjoy seeing the final product. Like I told my wife, it's like, I work really hard at what I do, like I said, my day job, makeup department head. And at the end of that, instead of buying a jet ski or a plasma TV or whatever it is, this is my reward to myself. is a lot more work, a lot more stress. But at the end of that, I've got something, truly unique that, I've created with a group of friends and colleagues. You need to live, and if you have a family, you need to support your family. But I would advocate for everything else put into your passion. There are people that get into my field for the wrong reasons, to meet celebrities, to fly on private jets, to be, whatever it is, to walk the red carpet, blah, blah, blah. That's not, you can want things, but a passion, I think, is something that drives you creatively. And if you don't have that, there are plenty that do.
That was a really great interview. Joel Harlow is a legend. You definitely want to check out Dance With Me. It is on Shockfest AI Revolution on the virtual platform. And by the way, guys, we sent you an email with an ebook, Bridging Creativity and Business. This ebook is a workbook that allows you to reprogram your brain in order to tackle the creative endeavors that you do as filmmakers. And be able to approach it from a business mindset. This is our gift to you. Shockfest is about promoting your work, and I see in the comments that a lot of you are connecting with each other. It's really great. Please leave reviews. Please go out of your way to watch the movies, vote, because your vote will matter. We will be factoring in an audience award with the films, and we're really grateful to have you all here. It was me who watched every single film last year. Petri, we really did, and we're really very happy to have you as part of the community. It's been great getting to know all of you, and it's been great having you a part of Shockfest every year. We have people who've been coming for multiple years. Write in the comments, let us know how you found Shockfest in the first place. And of course, write about your production company, write about your productions. This is a networking opportunity, and we want you to be able to connect with everybody.
Before we move on, I would just like to point out, Petri said he watched every movie. And if I'm reading the chat correctly, he also sent a personal review to every filmmaker. Is that right, Petri?
That's right. Petri is a champ. He literally watched every film and reviewed every film. Check out Petri's film Enamored, by the way. He's got a film in Shockfest this year. We're really grateful to have him as part of the community and all of you. Michael made Grandma's Cookies with Eileen Dietz from The Exorcist. It's excellent to have you as part of Shockfest this year. A lot of you guys were really grateful because, we can't accept everybody and we want to. We really try. So yeah, and RJ says hyped for Grandma's Cookies. That's really cool. So we actually have 2 live streams happening at once. It's the same thing. Don't sweat it. You can pick either one. We're very happy to have you tune in. We're watching and we're paying attention to the comments. With that said, we'd like to take a moment to shout out some of your productions. I asked you guys to email me your posters, and this is a really great opportunity for us to showcase a few of them. I'm just going to showcase a small portion of them, and James, a little later, will showcase some screenplays. Let's go ahead and shout out 82578. This is a part of the Shockfest lineup this year. If you're in the comments and this is your film, please let us know. We have Group. Group's made by Bill Rush. Bill Rush is a veteran filmmaker. We see him in the festival circuit. He's killing it in the festival circuit. The Parcel, an excellent movie. Highly recommend checking out The Parcel at Shockfest this year. The Other 90%, which Alexandra, I know you're in the audience. We love your documentaries. We love your work. I know you've been coming for many years. We're really grateful to have you. Shonda made Zombie Anonymous. Shonda was nominated last year. We're really grateful to have her back. A lot of you guys are people who have come back for more than 1 year. And it's the coolest thing to get to know you. And it's the coolest thing to get to see what you guys do. And of course, Demonic Evil. That's it for the immediate shout outs, guys. James, what do you think about these posters?
Those posters were great. Again, I think I've said it before. Posters are very hard to nail, but these guys are nailing it. Guys and gals, excuse me, are nailing it. If you take a moment, even you guys that are in the chat, if you take a moment to just scroll through the chat and see who's in there, it's a lot of creative people. I mean, from every facet of filmmaking. It's wonderful to see, and you're all championing each other, and it's a great thing. And it seems like pretty much everyone has a stake in Shockfest this year, and I'm excited to see all of your works.
And we're going to be talking a little about that, a little about what makes Shockfest so special. And by the way, the answer is you guys. Ultimately, Shockfest is really nothing without you guys. We're a community-based event. Chris mentions this is my third Shockfest now with a project officially selected each year. Last year was Teddy Cuddles. We won Best Short Screenplay. We're really grateful to have you back, Chris. It was great getting to meet you, too, in New York City. Hey, Eric gives a link. Guys, put your links in the comments. Promote your stuff. Take the time to meet people, network, and find like-minded individuals that can elevate you, because that's what Shockfest is about.
Absolutely. Throw those links in there. Well, Matt, we might be choosing one of those links to do something special with later, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right. We'll be getting to that in just a bit, because we're going to be talking about the Innovations Dashboard from Shockfest Innovations. But for right now, I think now's a good time for us to talk about... Actually, let's pull up the table of contents one more time. Let's go over what today is going to be like, because we just did the interview with Joel Harlow, legendary makeup artist and filmmaker. He's been working in the industry for decades, worked on a ton of TV shows and movies, including Godzilla, Pirates of the Caribbean, Black Panther. We're about to start 5 ways your film is being ignored by film festivals. This is something that I'm really excited to talk to you about. Hey, for Shockfest new in LA, thank you so much, Steven. We got a lot of... God, I love that when you guys post the links. Please promote your work. That's what makes this so freaking cool, is getting to meet you guys and getting to see what you're up to.
Absolutely.
So let's take a minute and talk about why filmmakers get ignored in the festival circuit. Look, we've been doing this for 17 years. Shockfest has been around. We started 17 years ago in Hollywood. We've toured the country. We've been in Salem, Massachusetts. We've been in LA. We've been in New York, Texas, Vegas. We're doing Vegas this year, of course, November 14th. And today we're going to talk with you guys about 5 things to consider to not have your film looked over. Oh, let's get that banner out of the way. I don't like it. I want you guys to read this. 5 ways to consider to not have your film looked over. These are things to look at when producing films in the first place in order to make sure that they get seen in the festival circuit. It's strategize your festival run, know your movie. Good needs to be a given, the art of the politic, and what do you bring to the table? Let's start with strategize your festival run. So strategizing the festival run, you need a release plan. Otherwise, you're dead in the water. The point of strategizing your festival run is seeing what aligns with your festival. And the interesting thing about that, I feel like there's 3 things to look at when it comes to festivals. It's you submit to festivals for the fun of it, you submit for tangible output, and you submit for leverage. At least these are things that I find are the most consistent reasons people submit to a film festival in this first place. Let's talk about fun. We go to these things to have fun, to meet people. We party. We feel special. We go to the red carpets. We have drinks. We go to the VIP parties, all that jazz. If you're going to a festival to have fun, then you should do it to have fun. You want to find the festivals that are the most fun for you. Approach the festival circuit by looking at the events that feel like you'll have the most fun at. Let's talk about tangible output, though, because that one's a little more highfalutin. What value does the festival actually offer you? What are the prizes? What is the competition? Is it trophies? Do they give cash prizes, networking opportunities? Do they pay for travel expenses? Is there a red carpet? Or is it just laurels? And, you know, a laurel and hearty handshake. Is that all they give you? Because a lot of times it is. A lot of times festivals don't really have very much to offer because the festival circuit has evolved so much, and yet, well, film has evolved so much, and the festival circuit hasn't really followed suit. All they give you is ultimately what you want to get out of it. What even is a laurel? That's a question that I always ask people. How does a laurel help your film? And if you can write in the comments, let us know. What is the value of a film festival laurel to you? I've seen movie posters with over 200 laurels, and nothing happened to those movies. They didn't get picked up for distribution. They won nothing. They've just been collecting laurels. It's it's not about the number of laurels. It's about the quality of the laurels. And more importantly, it's about getting what you want from a festival. What do you want? Do you want money? Do you want distribution? Do you want to go to a party? Look, I'll throw this out there. Slamdance offers a cash prize of $19,000, including a D5 Pro license. If you want to submit to Slamdance, that's what is in competition. Discover Film Festival offers a cash prize of $25,000. These are things that you want to research and look at. Olga says, films look more recognizable with laurels. And yes, quality over quantity. That's exactly right. Like I said, and there's nothing wrong with...
If I can just jump in real quick. I'm sure there's someone that's attending today that has been bitten by the laurel bug. And there's nothing against having a lot of laurels on your poster for your film. But I'm sure someone in here has a story about submitting to festivals and getting laurel after laurel, winning prize after prize, and then their film just sits on the shelf. If that's you, if you're out there and you're watching and you feel comfortable sharing, share it into the chat so we can discuss it, because these are real experiences that I'm sure someone here has experienced.
And ultimately, look, you want to get what you want to get, but it's important to know what your end goal is and work backwards. This is also true with the facet of producing the film in the first place. A lot of people produce films that they love, and that there's something beautiful about that. But you want to produce films that create the tangible output that you want based off of what the festivals want from a film. Does that make sense? That's if you're going to a festival for tangible output. Actually, Alexandra has a great statement. I tend to submit to festivals who are supportive and know me, and I only tend to run my films for a year and no longer. But my films are very short and not really for distribution. I appreciate the growth with festivals I know. That's beautiful. And community is an important thing too. Are you doing it to be part of a community? That's kind of one of the things that Shockfest brings to the table is community. With that
aspect of it, the networking, I guess that is something that you can get from festivals as well.
It is. Networking is a big thing that you can get from festivals. And frankly, it's probably the most tangible thing. Write in the comments what you want to see from a film festival. I'd love to hear what your opinions are on this. Why do you submit to festivals? And let's talk about leverage next, because that one is kind of probably the most highfalutin. It's for the filmmaking magicians of you in the audience. Festivals are hype and marketing machines. They build your production's perceived value for a limited amount of time, and that time is the festival run. If you're good, you can leverage that perceived value to get something bigger for your production, like a distribution deal or an angel investor. To do this, you have to be able to understand the terrain of the film industry and the festival circuit. You have to understand how to build an audience. You have to understand branding, understand the art of the popularity contest, and understand what the needle movers want. You know, the needle movers being the people who have the money, or the people who run these organizations. Who has the money to fund, or the means to distribute their production, and what do they want? If you know what they want, you can create a perception of success with the use of a festival run to attract the right investor or distributor. And that brings your movie to the next level, ideally, of course. We talk candidly about how film festivals are kind of, as a broad stroke, a little out of touch to the needs of the filmmakers of 2024, because the industry has changes every day. You need to generate that hype enough to make something you want to have happen. Also, by the way, guys, look at the feedback of the film festivals. What is the feedback? What are the people who are going to these festivals saying about them? Are they completely screwing up? Are they destroying? You know, are they promising a big event and they're only like a ballroom in a hotel room? These are things to look at, and you can see the reviews on Film Freeway. Speaking of which, kindly please leave us a review, a positive review on Film Freeway. We would greatly appreciate it. If you do have problems, by the way, we want to hear them. So always write to us, because our goal is to fix problems. And if there's any issues you're seeing with Shockfest, we want to know it, because we're going to make sure we get fixed it. Jeffrey says, I also tend to submit to festivals that clearly like my work, which is honestly a great reason to submit to a festival. You want that community. And if they like you, keep going back. getting my work seen and building a fan base for my content. That's an excellent reason to go to a film festival because there are people who want to be there. Although I will say festivals are not as active these days as they used to be. So it's kind of weirdly a combination of up to the filmmaker and up to the festival directors to bring that audience. And it's harder than ever because people don't watch movies the same way anymore. They're watching YouTube and TikTok. As a seasoned film festival juror, I recognize the exceptional quality of film, particularly in its powerful message and outstanding sound. Stephen, thank you so much for sharing that insight. And that's important too, and it's something I'm about to get into about quality. It's really a mandatory. It has to be a given. To me, it all depends on the film. There are certain films that will not submit to, say, Slam Dance or the like, but would push to go to other festivals for the networking. And that's another thing. There are tons of festivals that are a little highfalutin, and frankly, they're very political. We're about to get to that in a second, actually. Check this out. You want to know your movie. What do I mean by this? Most people produce films with passion, from passion. And I was talking about this a second ago. They produce films that they want to see. And that's a good thing. There's something beautiful about when you make something that you want to see and you bring it to life. Actually, Joel Harlow, special effects makeup artist of Pirates of the Caribbean, Black Panther, he was just talking about that in that interview we were just watching. But in the festival circuit, you need to cater to the needs of the venues and of the organizations that are screening your films in the first place. You always have to look at the films before you make them and ask yourself, will a festival screen this? You want to look at the genre, the length, the star power, the production team, and likelihood of attendance. These are just basic things to name a few. Short films, if you're making a short film, frankly, the shorter the better. Everyone has a different opinion on what constitutes the best short film length. I say 2 minutes personally, or under 2 minutes. Film festivals have venues with a limited amount of time to present the movies. And frankly, venues are expensive, especially these days. You really are not going to make your money back as a festival by spending it on a venue. So ticket sales, if you're lucky, break even. So you want to pack as many people as possible in these venues. And if you have a 2-minute film and you happen to have a lot of people involved, and you can say to the festival director, hey, I can bring a lot of people to this event, they're probably going to be more inclined to program you into the festival. It's kind of a weird sideways political move, but it's one of those things that actually works. And I'm sharing it with you because I want you guys to succeed. Actually, Michael, I want to hear what you got to say. He thinks short films should be 15 minutes or less. I would love to hear your insight. Tell me why you say that. What makes the 15-minute mark so valuable? All opinions are valid. And this is a great conversation to have. So please write in the comments and let us know. I'm very interested. But from a programming standpoint, I say 2 minutes or less. Because 2 minutes or less, I can fit it into anything. There's always room for Jell-O when it's 2 minutes or less. Brandon Young.
Real quick on that. Short films also tend to have a more emotional impact on the viewer, depending on what emotion you're trying to evoke of them. I can say from personal experience that very short films done well have stuck with me longer than, say, your typical length of a short film, your 30 to 40 minute short film. Because if you got a lot to say and you can get that message out really fast, that means it's all killer, no filler, and I leave fulfilled from seeing that, rather than trying to discern whether there was fluff in a short film or not, if that makes any sense.
And Brandon says something really interesting. I've had more festival success for 20-minute short films, and this is incredible information. I would love to hear about that, Brandon. Tell me about your experience in getting movies, making movies that are 20 minutes long and having them in the festival circuit. I'm very interested to hear about your experience. Let's see, we got a lot of really cool comments here. Really short films are like those commercials you keep thinking about, powerful and to the point. I agree. Chris, outrage for me, it comes to the length of the film. It really depends on how you tell your story. I've watched short film at 15 minutes. It felt like it was sitting for an hour. Conversely, I have watched films that were 2 hours at an amazing pacing. It's true. There's tons of great features. And that's something else I'd like to talk about, which goes into our next topic, which is quality. Good needs to be a given. And this is especially relevant for feature films. You have no choice but to be competitive when you're doing a feature film, because as a feature film, you are filling up an hour and a half on average of screen time. which means your film needs to be of quality. It has to have good audio. It has to have good acting, good cinematography, good direction. It just has to be good. It has to appeal to the masses. And that's the thing. You don't want to produce a feature film for yourself. If you're trying to get it out there to the festival circuit, you want to produce it for everyone. It must be entering from beginning to end, and the end must result in a whole crowd needs to be inspired to sit and watch it. It's a tall order, and it's hard because it's weird to kind of wrap one's head around that. But as an artist, you choose the route of a filmmaker. You know, you are a filmmaker, and that means you're making movies for a large group of people. And this is the priority you have to take when producing your work. Your film just needs to be good. Everything from the cinematography and to the acting. It needs to be competitive, which means you need to get so good at making movies that you can make a blockbuster in your sleep or while doing your taxes. You just need to be that good, and that means practice. Just keep producing films. Let's talk about the art of the politic. You need to get good at politicking. And I hate this too, by the way. I'm not a fan of politics. But learning those interpersonal skills and learning how to provide value to those that matter to the big picture, learning how to connect with influential people and common people alike. You need to connect with the festival director and staff. You have to email them. You have to make friends, be enthusiastic. Don't be annoying. I know there's a fine line, but just be enthusiastic and willing to be a part of stuff and willing to provide value for people. The difference between being a friend and being annoying is being genuine. Like, do you really like this festival? Do you have a passion to be a part of this? If you can convince a festival director that you can fill that house and you do it, they will give you a trophy. I hate to say it, and that's not really necessarily true about like all festivals, but you're going to find that deep down inside, if you're able to provide that kind of value for an organization, they're going to reward you. Finally, that goes into what do you bring to the table? And I mean this with all due respect, festivals struggle like filmmakers, especially today when venues are more expensive than ever. People are not going to the movies the same way. And frankly, in an ideal world, the filmmakers and the festivals are helping each other. One hand has to wash the other. How many people does your movie bring? When you're making a film, you want to think about that. You want to think about, is this a movie that's going to pull in a lot of people who want to see it? What celebrities does your movie bring? The festivals need to guarantee attendance, and you can't guarantee attendance if you're basing your decisions on what screens purely based on what is good. And that sounds so freaking weird to say, but it's weirdly true. What's good to you, I mean. If you make a movie based off what you think is good, but you're not factoring in what does the world think? What does the audience think? It's going to be difficult to get your movie out there into the festival circuit. Try to guarantee attendance by practicing that muscle. Practice stretching that muscle. It's so valuable. Let's take a look in the comments. We're getting a lot of people talking. I had a similar story is better than short, that's dragging, boring story, but generally speaking with shorter films, I've gotten in more still globally speaking. That's very interesting. Jeffrey, my scripts as films generally would be just less than 10 minutes. I even write micro scripts that are about 2 pages. Weirdly enough, that's an interesting point. Micro scripts are a thing, and they're easier to read. And when a festival gets like hundreds of scripts, it's a strategy. You know, it's a strategy when approaching the festivals. Do you write something really short because it's more likely to be seen? I agree, and same here. We will both get there one day, 100%. That's a response to Alex. I applaud all of you who have created full-length films. I hope to do that one day. It's so different from doing shorts. You're right. It's a different game, different animal. It's harder, but it's worth it. If this is what you love and this is what you want to do and you get good at it, it's worth it. Keep making features. Yes, it is. Shockfest is all about the love of indie filmmaking. We really appreciate that, Shonda. You know, that's really what we're here to do.
We also love the indie filmmakers, not just filmmaking. We love all of you creators as well.
100%. And it's across the board, writers, actors, directors, everybody. We're here to facilitate your work. So go ahead, make your products, make your productions, share it, learn, be receptive to changing your tactic as you learn new information. That's the game. And that's what you're here to do. Chris, I have actually been asked by a judge a couple of horror film festival lately and had so much fun doing it. I want to experience judging screenplays soon too. It's a valuable service. Everybody needs judges, and frankly, festivals not all, but many frequently struggle to pay people. So if you're willing to volunteer, you're providing a service and you're making friends. James, let's take a minute to shout out some of these screenplays, by the way, while we're at it.
Let's get it going. We've been talking about how to get things noticed. Let's notice some people already.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and post this. These are all screen. Would you go ahead and?
Absolutely. What we have here is the poster for The Third Floor. The next one is the poster for Consumed. This looks very good. Eggs in the Attic.
I talked to James on the phone recently. James, I hope you're in the audience and I hope you're watching. We really enjoyed your work. Thank you for sharing it. Diana Lee Woody.
Yeah, she brings to us Hollywood Zombies, the beginning.
Diana has won Best Screenplay in the past. She's been with Shockfest for quite a few years.
Yeah. Never Have to Say Goodbye. Private Number. It's a very effective poster right there.
It's very familiar.
Yes, it is. Skank. This one looks good. Straight Edge. Sweetener.
SC 10 for TN.
Yeah, there you go. 10 for TN. And we know Jeffrey's in here. Jeffrey, there you go, brother. We're recognizing you.
Graveyard Tree. Lee Copeland.
Yeah.
I know you got a ticket too, Lee. Hope you're able to tune in. All right, guys. This is a special interview that I'm about to introduce. It's my pleasure to introduce the Kings of Crowdfunding. These guys work in Las Vegas. They've literally raised millions of dollars to produce their movies. This is the Mahal brothers, and they're here to talk about distribution, fundraising, and what it's like to produce an independent film. So without further ado, let's go ahead and share the screen. We're going to share this interview with the Mahal brothers.
Here we are doing rehearsals. As you can see, everybody looks cool. Everybody introduce yourself. Say hi. Who your name is. What your character name is.
Carly. I'm happy to be here.
Cool.
Zachary Vasquez playing Jax.
Elizabeth.
Bill Victor Rucan, Straxus.
Jack Bruner's Torn. Andrew Pearson, Bender Gigatron.
I'm John Wells, and I'm playing Nova.
So, as you can see, we have some really talented actors, an amazing set, and we're glad Shockfest could visit and cover our set and give us an interview. We love you guys.
So, Multimedia Madam, I'm the set of the newest Mahal Empire production with Michael and Tony Mahal.
Welcome to the set of Alien Born. It's a sci-fi action film directed by Brandon Slagle. We came up with the concept. Brandon actually wrote out the full script. We're here on set at World Tribute Stages in the Burbank area, and this is where they shot TV shows like Firefly at. We shot Attack of the Unknown. Yeah, we shot our movie Attack of the Unknown. 2040 Shockfest winner, and we're glad to have you guys here, man. We love Shockfest.
Mahal Empire is really special. What is your secret sauce specifically?
I guess the greatest thing you can say about us is we're the kings of crowdfunding. We raise millions of dollars crowdfunding movies. We don't get a big check from one investor. We have 100 investors each movie, and that's one of our secret sauce weapons. So just high quality. We put all the money in the movie. Yeah, you can see our movies look bigger than the budgets that we use. We put every dollar in. We don't take any money for ourselves. We get paid on the back end, and the secret sauce is Indiegogo and crowdfunding, and we'll go into that another time with you guys. We'll do a whole class.
Michael and Sonny, I got a quick question for you. We want to talk about branding and creativity.
creativity, and the Hall brand is really powerful. How did you start Ball Empire specifically?
Well, we started our first couple of movies on the Troma label. They were really low budget. My advice to filmmakers is you have to start somewhere. Our first couple films, $30,000, $100,000, but our last 15 after that are in the $350,000 to $600,000 range. So, my advice is start small and get bigger. You have to show distributors and investors that you can get something done, and more people will keep investing.
And, most of the money comes from crowdfunding, and then we also take investors on the side too. So that's how we get up to the higher than a lot of other people.
I'd like to ask you guys both about investors and distributors. All of your movies have been distributed. What do you say is the key to getting distribution for indie film?
Okay, so my greatest piece of advice is it's all about star power, especially in international sales. They give you minimum guarantees and advances, and they'll give you better deals based on star power. And what I mean about that is you need like 3 or 4 names on your independent film. Like I would put a significant portion of your budget aside and get 4 or 5 star names. You can get stars for $1,000 a day. Some cost $5,000 a day. Some stars we pay $20,000 a day. But ultimately, whatever money we invest in the stars, we get back on the signing of the movie. And then once the movie comes out, every 90 days, we get residual checks from the distributors. We got movies signed to Paramount Plus, MGM Plus. We've been in 18,500 Redbox locations, all the Walmarts, every VOD platform. We got deals with Lionsgate. We're working with other studios. So my best piece of advice is have stars attached and make sure you have a good cinematographer and you have a good sound person. And the most important thing I can say is have good ADs, because we have 100 people on set sometimes, and it would be absolute chaos if we didn't have a good first and second AD. So
that's advice to you filmmakers. Your AD is going to be your most important guy because he organizes your set. And a lot of people want to have their friends come in when they're newer, people that don't have the experience. Now, get an AD that's got like a couple dozen credits, and your film will go a lot smoother, trust me. And you'll save a lot more money.
You mentioned some really big names, Paramount Plus, Lionsgate. How do you get the attention of those people in the first place? How do you even get into it?
Well, first off, they're not going to take movies from, new filmmakers. You have to be an established filmmaker with a good track record and stuff. Because part of the reason why these big organizations and studios don't want to take independent films is because all the paperwork and legal work that goes with it. Like delivering to a company like a Lionsgate studio is going to cost you like $50,000 in delivery fees, legal fees. Every contract has to be right. Copyright and title report, E&O report, insurance. You have to be very meticulous with your record keeping, how you pay everybody, and they're just really strict with paperwork and the quality of the movie. Part of the reason most indie films won't get signed to a Paramount Plus is because they won't have quality control. Like the sound mixing needs to be good, the audio levels need to be good, the color grading needs to be good, needs to be good editing. You can't edit a movie and do everything yourself. You've got to, give the hand out the responsibilities. Have somebody do the CGI, VFX, somebody do the editing, somebody do the sound mixing, and you really just need a good team behind you.
And like he was saying, you have to have star power. Our last movie at Paramount, we got Michael Madsen, Eric Roberts, Lasarda. The one Paramount movie before, Richard Pico, Terry Reed, Robert Lasarda. So you want to have a couple known names because they bring in an audience with them. And like Brandon Slagle has his own audience, and the Halls have their own audience. So you combine forces, and you have a better chance.
All those things together to create something that distributors can be attracted to. Is there anything else that you have to discuss?
My biggest recommendation is before you make the film or hire any celebrities, make sure you say, hey, if I have so-and-so names, what value does that bring to the project? Don't just hire people, because some of the people that I'm paying $20,000 a day, there's people that you can get for $1K that have more value to the distributors, but you wouldn't think about it. So talk to the distributors, ask questions.
what's hot right now? What are you making money on? Right now, like action, sci-fi, and horror are hot, but next year it could be something else. So you really need to talk to the distributors. Don't just make a movie out of the blue. Talk to the distributors. What do you guys want? What's making the most money? And then make films like that, because that's what's going to make you money.
You're giving us a lot of advice on distributors, but let's talk about investors. What are things that investors are attracted to invest in your production?
Well, you know, one of the biggest things is they want to make sure they're part of a top tier production with good location values. I mean, look at some of these locations we got. Other things is they want star power. They want a good writer director. And I mean, we just have a fantastic team behind us. We have one of the best teams
And a good track record.
and we have a great track record. So, you know, you just need stars, good locations, good production value, a good cinematographer, a good writer director. So everybody wants to work with a good director. So, you know, use some of your budget, hire somebody good, hire a good team, and the most important thing is complete all your projects. Because if you don't complete one project, no one will ever back up the gun. So, you know, productions go over budget, and that's okay. But, you know, make sure you get it done every time.
Even if it takes a little longer, just get it done. And have communication with your investors. Let them know every step of the way. If you just ignore your investors or people, you know, that crowdfund your movies, then that's not good either. You know?
Shockfest is the best.
We love you guys, man. Yeah, we love Shockfest. And, you know, working with film festivals like yourself, it helps us get the word out. You know what I mean? It's a very important part of the marketing process. Normally, you're not going to have a lot of money for a filmmaker for marketing. So we appreciate you guys.
All right, that was the Mahal brothers. James, would you take a minute to talk to us about your experience watching the Mahal brothers work?
Mahal brothers are incredibly effective. Like, I can't explain. That video right there was chock full of information. I hope you guys were taking it down. Will they be able to get a replay of this, Matt?
Yes, they will. Everybody's going to get a great replay of all this.
Yeah, I suggest you watch that section again. They are chock full of information, so much so that the amount of information that was given out in that short clip is a fraction of what they know about making a movie. I've been fortunate enough to see the Mahal brothers at work. They are consummate professionals. They know every aspect from the game, from the beginning to the end. They are the kings of crowdsourcing. But more so than that, these guys push out 2 major films a year, not short films, right? And nothing against short filmmakers. Nothing against short filmmakers, nothing against anthology filmmakers. But these guys are putting out big budget productions 2 times a year. They are working with different writers, different directors, different casts. They're going to different distributors. It's insane to see them work. They're very, very good at what they do. They have a wealth of information, and they are not afraid to share it. So if you find yourself in a room with them, pick their brain. If you didn't get everything you needed off of that little clip, watch it again. They're very, very good. There's people in this chat right now who work on a daily basis with the Mahal brothers that can attest to how professional they are.
That's right. They work a lot in Las Vegas. Their movie Arena Wars is actually part of Shockfest Film Festival right now, so you can watch it. And I highly recommend checking it out. Like I mentioned, they raise millions of dollars on Indiegogo campaigns, and they get on Paramount Plus, Redbox, Walmart. They work with Lionsgate. They're the real deal. So check them out.
They are the real deal for sure.
So I hear some people who are having a little issue logging in. I hope you're able to log in now. I'm actually helping a few of you troubleshoot. If you need any help, just email me. I'm happy to help you out at shockfestfilmfestival@gmail.com. There we are. All right, guys. We want to take a minute to talk about branding. This is something that's really important. We've been asking our interviewees about the topic of branding. It is hey, Gary, good to see you. Thank you for coming in. Yeah, just keep being tenacious, guys. We're going to have this up again, too, by the way. So this won't be the first or the last time you'll be able to see it. Gary actually won an award at Shockfest a few years ago. Great to have you, Gary. So let's talk a little about branding. Let's actually talk about the innovations dashboard. James, we showed this on one of our live streams a couple of weeks ago. This is a series of widgets that was created by Shockfest Innovations as a means of building the brand of filmmakers, producers, content creators, small business owners. And we're going to show you how it works today. It's something we're really proud of, and it's something that we've been putting together for quite a while now. James, can you talk a little bit about the Innovations Dashboard before we get started?
Absolutely. If you're not familiar with the Innovations Dashboard, think of it as a one-stop shop to help you get your respective production across whatever finish line you are reaching for. You can create logos for your production. You can create logos for yourself. You can create websites. You can, there's a widget on there that will allow you to put key information about yourself, about your production, about whatever it is that you're trying to promote, and it will give you key one-byte phrases to add to your Facebook pages, to add to your Instagram pages, to add to your X accounts, to put on your websites, to just promote your product. And this is important because this is a service that a typical production company will spend millions of dollars for, right? So it was designed by Shockfest Innovations to up the game of any producer, any artist, any entrepreneur, any content creator. It's a all-in-one brand marketing machine.
That's
marketing
right.
monster of a machine.
And just 1 second, guys. I actually want to take a quick screenshot of all of you. I'm looking at all the comments. Please keep commenting because I'm about to take a picture. Very excited to be here with all of you. And this is kind of for my own personal.
There we go. But just so everybody is aware, you all can get access to this. You know, if you purchased your trial through Eventbrite, you have access to it. And those of you who have purchased it, you have access from today to November 14th. So should we take a look at it, Matt? Should we pull it up? I
think we should. Yeah, 100%. Let's take a look.
So if this is your first time seeing it, prepare to be dazzled.
All right, guys. Let's exit full screen layout so we can hang out with you. So this is it, guys. This is the Innovations Dashboard. Some of you actually pre-ordered this already. If you did, you will be getting access to this before the end of the day, before midnight. You can still get access to this on Eventbrite, by the way. I'm going to show some slides in a bit, but this is what this thing does. It's a series of widgets that allows you to build the assets that build your production company, that build your business. That's the game. And to show you a demonstration, we're going to go ahead and make a logo for James the Drone Pilot.
And we're actually me today.
Yeah. And by the way, guys, write in the comments if you want us to generate something for you. Let us know if you'd like us to generate a logo for you and your production company.
Absolutely.
We'll pick one of you out and do it right here, right now. But let's take a look, Logo Maker.
So as everyone knows, I am a drone pilot. So we're going to do something to kind of help out with, to show people just who I am as a drone pilot, a nice little logo. And maybe we can do some hooks too, Matt. What do you think about that?
I think that'd be really great. We want to be able to give you guys some kind of value, and we want to make something for you specifically. So
what he's doing here is the name of the product, the name of the business. The business right now is me. The short description of the business or product, that's a short description of what myself and other drone operators do, right? And so now we'll go down to see what kind of logo type we're looking for. You can have the widget picked for you, or you can choose from one of these options: abstract, word mark, pictorial, emblem, monogram, combination, mascot. Hey, let's go with the emblem is great for me. And then after that, you can go logo style, modern, classic, vintage, minimalist. I'd like to choose vintage.
Let's go vintage.
Let's go vintage. And if there are any preferred colors that you have, like if your favorite color is something and you want that to be your logo, this is the time to do it. I'm absolutely fine with whatever they choose, so I'm not going to pick a color this time.
All right, we're going to let the dashboard pick a color for you. Let's go ahead and generate a logo. So while we're waiting for this to generate, we got some comments. Yes, we'd love to see a shark biting a film reel logo. Shonda, very cool. Pumpkin Guts logo. Okay. I'm gonna pick one of you guys.
The Pumpkin Guts. Did you guys put? I saw a website for them. I'm sure I did.
You absolutely did. Oh, hey, check this out. Look at that.
Get that. Very presidential. I actually love it. I absolutely love it. And look at that. That took less than 2 minutes.
It did.
Less than 2 minutes, and there's a nice logo for you. Now,
And
Matt,
this is something that you guys actually have access to.
Absolutely. They have access right now. But correct me if I'm wrong on this. If there's something that I want to tweak on this logo, we have the option to do it. Do we not?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I don't want to tweak anything. This is perfect. You leave that bad boy right where it is.
And we have a backlog of these logos, by the way. We've made them for many businesses, but let's go ahead and just make one, just pick the one you like and refresh it. This is the dashboard, guys. You guys have access to this. You want to get the dashboard and film festival bundle. Let me show you what that looks like. At Eventbrite. Innovations Dashboard and Virtual Fest Bundle. If you use the code SEEKER, it's just $40. Now, the reason why it's $40 is because there's storage involved in this. And frankly, this pretty much just covers the storage, the digital storage. And you can create all the things you need for your brand to get started. You can make a website with this app. You can make the logos. And look, it just made a new version of a logo. You can create hooks for your TikTok, or if you're making you're doing a pitch for investors, it creates content for you. So with that said, we get a lot of people who in the comments who are interested in possibly having us make a logo for them. Let's go ahead and pick Shonda, because Shonda gave us a very specific direction. Where are you at, Shonda?
And let me just say that the change that you made, while nice, not enough Hawaiian shirts on those guys. I like that presidential seal better.
Well, we can always ask them to, make add a Hawaiian shirt. Yeah, that first one was pretty cool. Mega Real Entertainment. I understand that is Shonda's business. Shonda, write in the comments. Let us know if this is correct or not. Let's see. A production company.
Film reel, I believe, is what she said.
Fun genre films. The logo should have a shark biting a film reel. Okay, Shonda, I'm going to go ahead and keep it emblem. Let's make this minimalist. Let's add blue and white. Okay, let's go ahead and create your logo. So Shonda, this is your logo. We're going to make it for you. Stuff that the dashboard makes, not just logos, but it also makes websites. It makes invoices, can straight up generate invoices for you. It creates hooks. Hey, oh, what's going on? There we go. Mega Real Entertainment. There you go, Shonda. Can you see that? Can you see that, Shonda? So if you want this logo, Shonda, just email me at shockfestfilmfestival@gmail.com. I'll personally send this to you. This is our gift to you. However, if you want to access the dashboard, if you want to access this dashboard, if you want to use this to build your own company, you can do so. $40 with the code SEEKER. You can get it on Eventbrite. That is right over here. You can use this to build your brand. Build your own website. It creates invoices. It creates logos. A few of you have already reserved this. We were promoting this with the ticket sales. And if you got it already, we will be emailing you access to it before the end of the day by midnight tonight.
I'm sorry. I just want to jump in and say one thing. We understand that the period that you'll have access to it is from the 25th, or today. Let's just say today, by the end of the by midnight tonight, to November 14th. And looking through the chat, I have seen people, multiple people, talk about the current production that they have and future productions that they're working on. Things that they've written, things that they're finding financing for, things that they're starting crowdsourcing for. This is the time, get a hold of this innovations dashboard, right? Take the time to create logos for each one of those products, websites for each one of those products, everything you need to do, the hooks for each one of those products. Matt?
Actually, Leonard, you're in the comments. You actually do have access to the dashboard because you got the all access pass. So Leonard, you will have access to this by the end of the day today. Leonard, Luke St. Germain is another one. Quite a few of you got it. And if you want to get it, you can get it right now at the Eventbrite page where you got tickets. So with that said, also, we want to show you the Meet the Research Team game. It is part of the website at Shockfest AI Revolution. This is a facet of the virtual show that is also with an introduction to the live show. You can go ahead and check out shockfestairevolution.com/game1. It will give you access to the game. It's very simple and very quick. It also grants you that code seeker to be able to get the dashboard. But it introduces you to the different characters of Shockfest Innovations.
Absolutely. And if I'm not mistaken, there's another game coming soon, correct, Matt?
That's correct. There is another game. For you guys who bought the virtual ticket, you'll have access to the virtual escape room game, which will open up starting next week. What do we got? I wasn't able to access the dashboard when I purchased my ticket. I purchased my ticket for the podcast when I announced it before the Meet the Research game. Don't worry, Chris. Email me. I'll help you. You can access the dashboard for at least another week, and I'd be happy to help you. So, with that said, when you buy the dashboard, you'll have access to the Brand Booster app, which means I'll be teaching you how to use it and how to access it every week. Every Wednesday, I'll be doing classes on how to access this virtual dashboard and how to master all the different widgets. So it's just about that time, guys. We're really excited to introduce the interview with Michael Levy, the producer of Terrifier. I'm sure you guys are fans of Terrifier. Write in the comments if you're Terrifier fans. This was a really fun interview, and we're very honored to include Michael Levy as part of our lineup for Shockfest this year. So without further ado, let's go ahead and share the screen.
Hi, my name is Michael Levy, and I am one of the producers of the Terrifier franchise. I also played Will the Exterminator in the original Terrifier. I'm one of the co-founders of Fuzz on the Lens Productions, a New York-based production company, and I'm also the director of the newly released horror film Slasher Stream. Fuzz on the Lens is a brand. I mean, it's a production company, but it's also a brand. And I wanted to ask you, what is the value of making a brand like that? There's a huge value in making a brand like that. And I think also even more so than just creating the brand is making sure that, for at least us, that the brand represents who we are and, you know, what we believe in and what we stand for. And for us, we've always wanted to be kind of synonymous with entertainment. And I know that's a very broad word, but we wanted everyone to know that if it involves a camera, whether that be filmmaking or music videos or commercials, that we were, you know, going to be able to handle it, any aspect of you know, the digital world creating content. Obviously, I'm wearing the logo on my hat here, and that was kind of based off of, you know, looking like this through the lens. But it's also a F for fuzz and a backwards L for lens, so it kind of made sense, and that was a real interesting process to come up with that. But now it's easily because of this, and we've been using it. Here it is over there too. Using it for so many years. By having a logo, it makes things so recognizable that when people see it, they automatically go, "Oh, that's what, you know, that's Fuzz on the Lens." But something that I think we do that most companies, at least successful ones, do is that we make ourselves, the people that are behind the company, that are doing everything, very accessible to our fan base. And I think that's super important in this day and age, is to really relate with the audience that you're trying to connect with, you know, to show that we're just normal people that really love what we're doing, and that you end up getting a lot of people that really want to support you and get behind you and be a part of what you're doing, because you're not just a logo, you know what I mean? They see kind of through that. And I think that was really important for us when we were branding and when we were becoming a company. And you know, like I said, we just want to be synonymous with entertainment and making fun things. And you just gave some really tangible advice for filmmakers on branding their own companies. Is there, what would you say is probably the most important thing if somebody wanted to make a brand kind of like Fuzz on the Lens, but in their way? What should they be focusing on? Well, you know, first I would just make everything legalized first. You know what I mean? Like, that's not the first, maybe not the first step, but it's definitely one of the earlier steps. You know, this way, if you have a name, come up with something that's unique, something that everyone would remember. I know that for Fuzz on the Lens, that's such a, unique name that many people remember it. And that's something that's important. They hear that, it just sticks with them. So that was one thing. It also, coming up with the name, it wasn't just like we said, oh, we're going to come up with something that's unique. And it was something that was personal to us. It was something that happened that happened to everybody that's involved with Fuzz on the Lens. It was an experience. And we just kind of kept going to this running joke. It was like, hey, we should name the company this. So I think something that is unique, but also personal to you, is a great way to start it. Legalize the company, make sure that you make an LLC at least to start. So this way it's on papers, and then just, obviously the social medias, just start putting it out there. Just start getting it to the masses. You know what I mean? Like create that logo, all of those things that just basically screams, this is my product, this is my brand, this is what it looks like, how it feels, how it sounds. And then obviously it also comes down to quality of what your work is. And that's super important. So, you can have the most amazing, logos and names and all these things, but if you're not making things that are of quality, you always got to make sure that you really, really focus on that, but then also be true to whatever you're advertising or whatever you're creating. I think that is a big thing because consumers, audience members, whatever you want to call them, they can see through phoniness. And, if you're genuine about whatever your product is and you're really passionate about it, let that show through. That is just so important for getting people to come on and join whatever you're trying to show them.
I got to tell you, you've created a cultural icon in the Terrifier franchise. If you were to stop making movies now, you've officially left a mark and have a chapter written about you in the book of cinema that is like this ethereal book of the last 100+ years. What would you say was the impetus of that? Why was that so successful?
I got to give a lot of credit to Damien Leone. He followed his gut, he followed his instincts. He made this character for a short film, All Hallows Eve, Terrifier, and the audience kept being attracted to him, and there was something about Art the Clown, and he listened. You know what I mean? It was almost like the universe telling him, like, hey, there's something here, there's something here. And he listened, and, now we're where we are with it. It's incredible, number one, to be a part of the Terrifier world, to be a part of Art the Clown, to be a part of, as you say, cinematic history. It's insane. And it's true. If I was to retire tomorrow, it's Fuzz on the Lens, myself, Damien, all these people are involved with something that made a cultural impact. It's crazy to say that. I think people attached to art because I think part of it is, I think there's so many parts to it, actually. It's like, you create something that is really memorable looking, very captivated looking. You have an actor who portrays him in such a way that is just so mesmerizing. You have a good, film for horror fans to really enjoy. And then also, I think just the time of social media and now TikToks where everyone's sharing and spreading and talking and, it's just so accessible. And, it's kind of like this perfect storm of what was going on. Art the Clown also came up in a time where clowns were becoming very relevant. I don't know if you even know this. I was a part of, before Terrifier, the Staten Island Clown, which was that cultural crazy phenomenon where we put this clown out in the street. And it was really almost like a social experiment of trying to change the news cycle. And it just hit fire. It caught, and people started copying it all over the country. People started copying it all over the world. And it was really us just basically saying, hey, can we change the narrative of the news cycle? And we think clowns are the perfect, thing to do this with, because there's so many people that love clowns and like, oh, they're cool. And there's so many people that hate them. Like, they loathe clowns. And if you have something that have such strong feelings and opinions to, you don't really have to do much marketing. They could just kind of, the audience and the world and, the community just takes over themselves. And they argue and they talk and they share, and it's exciting. So I think a lot of it too was just the time. There's so many things. And then also the yearn for another horror icon. I can't believe I'm even saying that. It's so hard for us to say because I grew up with the Freddys, Jasons, and Michael Myers and all that stuff. To us, those are like real horror icons. But now people are putting Art the Clown in that same conversation, and it's just such a surreal experience. And again, it goes back to Damien's foresight of creating this look that was never done before. That was, clowns have been overplayed, but he did something different with it. And then the perfect storm of just this kind of gap, this missing gap. and then obviously making a good movie with it. And gosh, in vein of creating a cultural icon like Art the Clown, how do you get companies like distributors to see the value in something like that in the first place? It's hard. It's been a long run. Now I guess now because of the box office numbers, these bigger companies, it's all about show me the money, right? They want to see, that's their tangible, that's their, like, this is successful to them. But for us, it's a very grassroots thing. Again, like I was talking earlier, was we really put ourselves out there. We go to these horror conventions because we're fans ourselves, first and foremost, so we enjoy going, but then we connect with our audience, we connect with people. We really do this grassroots, go to the audience, go to the fans, go to the supporters kind of approach. And that goes a long way, you know what I mean? Putting yourself out there, that's how you can build a really strong foundation. And then you get people that just want to help you, want to see it, want to share it. And then again, you make this good product. It just makes it that much more easy for them to even do that. And I think with these bigger companies, to kind of answer your question, is I think they see that. They see the lines, they see the people sharing it, they see the people talking about it, they see them excited about it. Now look at the box office numbers. All of these things start kind of piling up, and then to the untrained eye, you're like, where did this come from? It popped out of nowhere. But this was like 10 long years plus, at least how long I've been a part of it, even longer for Damien, with the shorts, of really cultivating and trying to get it right and making it happen. It wasn't an overnight success at all. Could you elaborate on the steps that led to that success? What's the Terrifier distribution story, the behind-the-scenes one, and what was the company that you ultimately went with? Yeah, so it started out again as a short film, and Damien had always wanted to get his stuff distributed. So there was this producer that said, "Hey, I can package your short films within a whole bunch of short films with different filmmakers called All Hallows Eve." And that really was the first step of getting it out to the masses. Terrifier Art the Clown was a short film, and it was packaged in this, and it got this little fan base, a couple thousand people, maybe 3,000 people. Wasn't a lot, but was enough to get the, get the fire going. And again, it kept coming back and saying, there's something with this character. I had seen the character, and I said, yeah, there's something here if we don't screw it up and make something really awesome. Decided to take it to the next level. Did it in Indiegogo, which was unsuccessful for the first movie because, again, there wasn't many people that knew about it. Made the short film, made it for super low cost. It was like a $35,000 budget, so we made sure that we kept it really low, and then got it out there to a company called Dread Central, which was they're more of a blog at the time, and they were like writing horror stories and things, and they wanted to step into producing and distributing horror films. And they partnered up with a company called Epic, and they did that. And Terrifier was like their first big release. And again, gained more fans. And it was just this momentum that just started a snowball effect. And then we started doing the conventions and really, pounding the pavement of sharing, hey, have you seen this movie? If they haven't, telling them about it. And then slowly but surely that word of mouth just started growing. We did Terrifier 2 for a slightly bigger budget, $250,000, but now our 3,000 fan base maybe grown to 10,000. And, again, slow burn, but we added more people, ran an Indiegogo campaign, was very successful. And then it went to the theaters. We were lucky. We were only supposed to have one day in the theaters. It went to 3 days, and the fan base showed up, and it raised like 400,000, 425,000 in the theaters. And now it was like, wait a minute, what is this? And now they started looking into it, and it kind of broke into that pop culture from there. And then again, we went back to the drawing board. There was that company, Bloody Disgusting and Cineverse, that came to the table, and they produced the third one with us for a lot higher budget. It was like $2.5 million now. Again, still low budget for any kind of studio movie. We're not studio at all, and now we're breaking box office numbers. It's insane, you know what I mean? But again, it doesn't happen overnight. So anybody that's just looking to make a quick buck or try to get this thing quickly, it's just not. You've got to put the work in. You got to really believe in yourself, and you got to just keep trying. I always bring it to this analogy of a tree and this big trunk, this old tree. The industry's old, and it's like you hack at it. You feel like it's not going to come down. You got this one axe. It's not even a machine, and you keep going. I promise you, eventually that tree will come down, and you'll be able to break through. You have to stick with it. You have to continue, and you have to not give up. That's the biggest thing. I think more than half is just sticking around, and eventually, it'll work out. But yeah, it doesn't matter any brand. It's anything you're trying to do. Sticking with it is the best thing you can do, especially if you believe it.
I love that you brought up sticking with it and tenacity. What are some other key factors in making it besides just tenacity? Because obviously, if you do the same thing over and over again, you'll get the same results.
Oh yeah, you have to be smart enough to learn and learn from your mistakes, because that's 100% true. And you also need to know when to take advice and when not to take advice, because that's super important. Whereas you got to believe in your gut, but then if there's somebody there that's like a mentor, I advise anybody, if you can find a mentor, you can find somebody that can give you insight into things. They've done it before, that can help you with some of these steps to kind of excel a little quicker than others. But yeah, it's knowing the advice, listening to people, and then kind of evaluating it for yourself and saying, is this how I want my brand, my film, my whatever to go? Or is that not really in line with what I'm thinking? Should it be this? Or is it like, yeah, that is what I've been missing, and you kind of put your pride aside, and then you take that step. Learning and kind of absorbing anything that anybody says is super key. Like I'm a director. Damien's a director that listens to everything. We read all the reviews. We read the bad reviews, the good reviews. We listen to every idea on set. We make it a really collaborative thing, and then ultimately it's kind of up to what we want to do with all that information. But I think gathering as much information as possible, and then learning from the mistakes that happen, once you just make a decision, if there are already mistakes, and there always are mistakes, that's how you excel, and that's how you get ahead, is learning then how to adapt and not make those same, errors again.
You mentioned Indiegogo was a pathway towards fundraising for the film. I do want to talk a little bit about raising money for productions. How does a movie like Terrifier in general find a budget?
We got very fortunate with Terrifier 1, where there was this producer, Phil Falcone, who was a Wall Street guy, and he retired, and he wanted to make movies. Did a movie called Joe's War that myself, Damien, and a few others before Terrifier helped him out with. And he really wanted to just learn the filmmaking, business, and wanted to take that step. He always wanted to be a filmmaker. And Damien had said, look, if you put the money in Terrifier, we become partners. He goes, I'll teach you how to do special effects. And that lit him up. Again, it was something for something too, not just here's the money. He thought he might have been pissing it away. Who knows? You know what I mean? Like, you don't know if something's going to hit or not. If you invest in film, you have to be ready to lose your money because it's a risk. It's a big risk. But also a huge reward if it all works out. So we got lucky with finding a private investor. But then again, there's only so much that certain private investors can do, and that's where we went to the crowdfunding. Same thing with Stream. We found a private investor. He's a doctor, wants to make movies, wants to kind of retire soon, and this is fun, always kind of wanted to do it. And it wasn't enough, though. We needed to raise money. And we went to Indiegogo with it, or Kickstarter, and those things. I'll tell you this. I think they're super helpful to go to them, because not only are you getting the money that you need to finish your project, it's also a huge marketing tool, because now you're getting people that feel invested literally and figuratively into your project because they've given a couple of dollars or a lot of money, and now they want to see it succeed. They want to help it. So you kind of cultivate this base of people that now are emotionally, financially attached and invested and emotionally, into this whole thing. That's a good groundwork, and that's a good way to go. Like with Stream, we had the money. We shot the movie. We just had no money for post. So we kind of did it an untraditional way with Stream, whereas with Terrifier, we needed the rest of the money to get started. With Stream, we had finished, but because it was during COVID, we had lost so much of our post funds to put into PPE and all of those things. So we ended up doing an Indiegogo post movie. We left a few scenes to include, some patrons to be a part of it, some fans, but we had so much footage that we can now share with them and say, wow, these actors really are in the film. Wow, this movie is tangible. It really is happening. My money's not going to go to waste. And we got so many people that got involved and that are still with us that are pushing this movie. And that's why we're, now trending upwards. We're at number 57 at most popular on IMDb for stream. We're number 1 with Terrifier. That is just bonkers. And it's because we have such a great, great supportive fan base.
How do you find investors to invest in Indiegogo in particular? I'm going to ask you about private investors too, but I'm curious about the Indiegogo investors.
A lot of that was just through social media and basically just putting it out there like, hey, if you enjoy horror, you go to these horror groups, these horror fan pages, Instagrams, whatever. A lot of it was that. A lot of it was putting it out to these groups and that target audience of people that might be interested in the movie that we were making. And luckily, they did. And then again, from there, it becomes this word of mouth. But if anybody thinks Indiegogo or these Kickstarters are just going to get money, it's not going to happen. It's very difficult. It's actually like doing another film in itself. You need to be on it every day, working on it 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours, posting, emailing, researching, finding, messaging, tweeting, Instagramming, whatever you want to call it, Facebook. There's so much that go into it. It's so much marketing. We were making videos. We were making pledges and also really cool props and perks because we wanted to make sure that if they were investing in the film, were giving their hard-earned money, that they were getting something in return other than helping getting the movie made. So we put together some really, really cool perks that we thought they would get excited about. So this way it was, you get more bang for your buck. As far as the private investors go, those are a little bit more difficult to come by. But there's no right or wrong way to find them. A lot of the times, like, for example, I'll tell you how we found Phil was through a mutual friend that was at a film festival. And it's all that networking. Networking is so huge. I know it's such a cliche to say, but it is so important to be places, to go to places, whether it's these filmmaker junkets or meet and greets or conventions or Comic-Cons or film festivals or whatever it is. Go there, meet with people, talk with people, because you never know who's going to be a connection to who. For example, with Stream, we found the doctor because we had shot years ago a friend of ours comedy special. Want to do this comedy special? Don't say no. Say yes as much as you can. Said yes. Went out and shot it. That investor was in the audience. Really enjoyed the operation we were doing. And 2 years later, we were actually introduced to him, and he wanted to invest in a movie. So you never know where it's going to come from. You always got to make yourself accessible. You always got to be places. Take the meetings. Talk with people because a lot of times it's going to sound good. They're going to tell you how they want to invest in your movie, how great it is. And if they don't put it in within 5 days, I'd move on because, they're either going to do it or they're not. So many times we've had people that say, yeah, we're going to do it. We're so excited. We're ready to go. Days go by, weeks go by, and they just don't. It's such a finicky business. But again, it's that sticking with it. You believe in it. Keep finding, keep looking, keep talking, keep networking, and keep spreading. That's how it happens. Word of mouth is strong.
And you talked about the value of the metrics, the box office, the clear interactivity in the fan base. Before you had all that, what would you say were the selling points to the potential investors? What besides you mentioned a few people who were involved? Somebody who was in Wall Street and he was just interested in movies. But was it that dream of just being part of film? Was it the design of art? Was it the team?
Part of it, I think a lot of it is it's that genuineness of the passion. I hope you can hear what I'm talking about. When you sit down with people, they feel that passion. They feel that genuineness that's coming from you. And, also you kind of explain, like, this is why I think it's going to work. And this is what I see trending. And this is what I see happening. This is why I believe in it. I've never been a part of a project that I haven't put my own money into, too, to just show I'm right there with you. If you believe in your project, throw some money up as well. It doesn't have to be a lot, whatever you can do. And that shows people that you believe in yourself as well. That is so important. And then also showing why you're the one to get it done for a certain amount. Like for us, it was always, we can make high quality looking, high production value things for super low cost. And it was because of the team that we have in place, because of the experience, because of the whatever. And then you make demo reels and show reels and you show them. And, so there's all of those things. And that was the earlier steps. And it still is now. You know what I mean? I still, these box office numbers are great. It makes things slightly easier, maybe more than slightly easier to get funds and things. But at the same token, you can't lose who you are because it's a very, what can you do for me now kind of business. Yeah, you did that. but now what? You know, does lightning strike twice? So you always got to remember those initial steps of what you've taken. And again, I just keep bringing it back to be your true self. Don't BS anybody. You can smell that out so much. I hate that Hollywood jargon. I know a couple of guys that are like that. They think it works. It doesn't work. People loathe it. You know, it sounds great. It's flashy at first, but, you know, eventually you see through the crap and it's just like you don't even want to be bothered with people like that. So just, you know, be humble, be genuine, be truthful. And if you don't think something's going to work out in a certain way, but you do still believe in it, tell them this is why, you know, but always also be positive about what you're exuding as well. Confident in it, because if you're not, you can see that as well. I'm not saying gloat or you know, be boasting about it, boastful, but you know, just be honest. Say this is a risk. Mention it once or twice. Let them know that, but then talk about all the positives about it, because nobody also wants to hear gloom and doom. I'm going to lose all my money and this, that, and the next thing. It's like, no, look, you can. There's a chance, but here's why. I think we're going to do everything we can to make sure that you don't.
What would you say are some of the biggest mistakes people make when trying to find potential investors for a production?
Overselling. You can oversell yourself for sure, and then it almost looks like a show. Sometimes, again, being too negative. I've seen that where like you're trying to be so truthful that it's almost like you're guilty that you're trying to get them to invest, and then people are like, this is odd. You know, that's a big thing. A lot of times too is just your approach. Sometimes people could, I guess, you know, kind of not get the hint and then just over ask, and then eventually it's like, I don't want to deal with this person. There's a lot of those things, or, you know, so those are a lot of the big mistakes in approaching. Also, not going prepared is a huge one. You need to, you know, have a lookbook, have a budget, you know, an itemized budget, or at least, you know, some kind of where everything's going to go and be allocated. Have a pitch deck. I think the pitch decks are the most important. You know, try to get cast members if you can attached that you know, are relevant. Not saying you need that to you know, to make a movie, or to make a good movie, but if you can get access to that or you want that, and again, if you can't get them attached, who you're proposing, because that helps investors. Investors aren't really, you know, visual people. They need to see things in black and white. They need to see, you know, everything in step by step. So when you show them these lookbooks or these pitch decks, they're like, oh, you want Jason Bateman in your role. Even though you may not get Jason Bateman, they can now put who that character is, what he may look like or act like, and now they can make that connection, because you want to make them visually see in their head what vision you're going for and try to sell them on, this is exactly how it's going to be. Make it as easy as possible and let them see, you know, the potential in what you're trying to make.
You know, Mike, you've shared some really great advice in this interview. You've talked a lot about the Terrifier franchise and shed some really great insight, but I want to know, what is your personal secret sauce? What makes you so successful at achieving the things you've achieved? Because I mean, I'm sure you know this. Not everybody who goes down the same path is going to hit it.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I had a full answer to that. I think a lot of it comes down to hard work, like we said. A lot of it is luck as well. A lot of it is perseverance. There's so many things that go into it. I think it's building a good team around you. For me personally, that was a huge thing, is finding people that you trust and that, I mean, really trust and that you work well with. And you know, we found that with Fuzz the Lens. We found that with the Terrifier team, the Stream team, people that, you know, have your back, you know, that you're loyal to each other. You can kind of go through hell and back with. For my success, I mean, you know, that was a huge thing, was having people that you can rely on. And you know, any filmmaker or anybody starting a business, you need to have partners, or at least somebody you can confide in, that you can bounce ideas back and forth, because it can get lonely with it, just very discouraging. You know, that's really the best answer I could give for that. You know, and I don't know, you know, I have me. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like it's a mindset.
I'm going to ask you one or two more questions. We're very close to done. The world of film is changing very, very fast, faster than it probably ever has. With the advent of new technology, with you know, the changing of methods of consuming content, going from predominantly Hollywood content and indie content to social media, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube.
What are your thoughts on this, and how do you stay relevant?
Yeah, that's a difficult one. I think that's every filmmaker is always, trying to see where it's going. I mean, it is changing like daily. It's that quickly of what's happening in the film world. I think personally, for any filmmaker trying to get their stuff out there, and it's showing, I think self-distribution is where it's going, and where it is where you can also make the most money, because these sales agents and these distribution companies, if they're not giving you an MG like they used to give, an MG is a minimum guarantee for anybody wondering, where they'll say, hey, here's X amount of dollars for your product. And if that doesn't cover enough for you, you'll know what covers enough for your budget, for your investors. I wouldn't take it. Even if it's 100,000, 150, 200,000, if it's not covering and your movie costs you $1 million, that's not enough, because that's probably the only money you're going to see at that point. And they'll lock you up for a certain amount of years. But if you go self-distribution, which is a lot more risky, but I would start working it into your budgets of having more of a marketing budget, having a plan to get it out there to the masses. You can put these things on the Amazons and the Blues and the iTunes and all that stuff yourself. You'll see more of the profit, more of the revenue, and you're seeing that happen with social media. It's almost like they're telling you, you're self-distributing through YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and all of these things. You're distributing your content yourself right there, right to the consumers. And I think that is why Hollywood's afraid, because they're seeing that trend happen, and they need to feel relevant and stay relevant. And it's like I think a lot of these distribution companies and sales agents drop the ball. As a filmmaker, we get so excited once we finish the movie that somebody wants our film. And it's like, oh my God, you just want to get it out there, and they promise you the world, this, that, and the next thing. But most of the time, filmmakers get so screwed over by these people. And it's a sin. It really is. It's just quite disgusting that this happens, because no other business in the world do the people that work the hardest, do everything, are the last ones to get paid out, when the person who comes in last minute gets everything. You know what I mean? And they are these distribution, and not all of them are like this, but a good chunk of them. But these sales agents, these distribution people cause this system to happen. And I think that they're going to phase themselves out because of that greed of wanting, and getting for so many years, that once the filmmakers, and it's starting to happen, stand up and say, I can get this out myself to the masses, again, because look where the trends are going, to the TikToks and all of these things. That's how you can get your product out there, get your money out of it, get your investors their money back, to keep continuing to do that. And I also think filmmakers, to keep themselves relevant, is that same thing we talked about back then, which is, if you have a company, if you have a film, you're a brand yourself. Get yourself out there constantly, because if you have people that see you, trust you, know you, relate with you, you're the biggest salesperson you can have. I don't care how much money that these companies are putting into for your marketing. No one's going to market a film or your film like you will.
I'm really glad you're talking about distribution, because it's something a lot of our filmmakers really want to know about. And frankly, a lot of them just don't have answers. And the more we dig into it with people who do know, the more we see it's just it's dark out there. What are some questions that filmmakers should be asking distributors in order to avoid getting screwed over?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously the where are you bringing this to? What are your connections to them? Look into their stuff. Look into their movies that they're doing and see where they ended up. Sometimes they say, well, we have a really good connection with Amazon. Netflix. It's like, okay, and then you look at their stuff and they got nothing that was ever given to Netflix, or one movie. And what was that one movie? How long ago was that? Also, I think the amount of time, they say it's standard now, and I don't think anything is standard. I think that's BS. They can act like this is standard, this is whatever, but if you have a good quality product that you really believe in, call them out on these things. They want it for 12 years, 15 years. Why? Why do you want it for that long? What's your plan? Well, no. You know what I mean? I used to say 5 years, and I don't think you'll ever get that nowadays. You know what I mean? Unfortunately. So if you are trying to go distribution company, 7 years seems to be where you can get it, meaning they license your movie for X amount of years. I think you should try for that. But if they're getting your movie for that long, then they better damn well be giving you a really good MG. You know what I mean? And also, my thing to them is, you're supposed to be a partner. You're coming in to be a partner on this. So show me the faith that I'm showing you and giving you my hard-earned product that we made, that we labored over. I want you to take a little bit of a risk. They try to take their risk out of it. If you have a partner that doesn't want to put any risk in, get rid of them. because then they're not your partner. They're just a leech trying to take whatever they can from you, you know, and I really believe that. And I don't mind, I'm not mean to sound jaded about distribution companies or anything, because I'm not. I think there are some that are good. I think there are some that try to help and that have their, you know, their hearts in the right place, but there are a lot of them that are just, you know, try to take whatever they can. There's stories out there, and it's unfortunate. It really is, because they're doing a disservice to themselves and the filmmakers, and people talk about it just like we are now. It's a small industry, and word of mouth travels, as we just, you know, discussed on many levels of this industry and this business. So you know, that's the big thing, is the numbers. You know, obviously the percentages of, like, and also cap them on the marketing expense, because what they'll do is they'll say they're going to spend X amount of dollars. Whatever they tell you they're going to spend, they're going to spend, or at least they're going to find a way to spend it, even if they didn't really spend it. But that's another story. And they'll, you know, show you and prove that they spent it. Cap them. Don't let them. And if they want to go over a certain amount of money, let them have to come to you first to approve that that's okay to go over that number. Because again, they're just going to take that out of your portion when it's all said and done.
Are there some distribution companies that you feel comfortable naming that you would greenlight, like positive ones that you feel like their heart is in the right place?
Yeah, you know, obviously we're working with Bloody Disgusting in the Cineverse world with Terrifier. You know, they've been really, really good to us with everything, and they're really, you know, they're especially the Bloody Disgusting side of it. They're very much filmmakers, horror lovers themselves. You know what I mean? Like really, really horror lovers. So they get it. So they're really super cool to work with, and they're somebody I would talk about for sure.
Well, Mike, this has been incredible. I'd like to also ask you, what's next for Fuzz on the Lens? What should we, you know, be excited about and moving forward in the future with you?
Yeah, so obviously we have Stream Out on VOD, find on Amazon, Fandango at Home, which is, I guess, the old Voodoo, formerly Voodoo, iTunes and Apple. We're trying to do a sequel for that. Not up to us in a way. It's up to the fans. If you guys dig it, if you guys enjoy it, like it, share it, spread it, talk about it, that helps us get the sequel. So that's one thing we have in the works. Obviously, Damien announced there will be a Terrifier 4. That's also going to happen at some point. We have coming to theaters in January, Screamboat, which is the public domain Steamboat Willie horror that we're doing. It's more of a comedy. It's got some horror elements to it. It's a different thing that we haven't done. It's very satire-esque. It kind of pokes fun at, you know, Disney and itself, and it's a fun movie. So that'll be in theaters January 30th, I believe, or around that time. And also Pitchfork Retreat is a movie that I did with Greg Van Voorhees that we shot. It's his passion project. He's been working on it for years. We teamed up with him. It's got some great horror icons in it. That's going to be coming out sometime next year. So we have a few things that were shot coming out. We have some things that we're getting ready to shoot. But then also we're leaving a lot of options open as well. There's so many things from horror to comedy to drama stuff that we're looking to do. We're just kind of leaving our pathway to see which way, you know, is the best for us going forward in 2025.
Michael Levy, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for sharing this. Hey, guys, I'm getting a few people asking about the Mahal brothers interview. Let me ask you, right in the comments, do you want to see the Mahal brothers interview one more time? Because we have a little bit of time to play that again. I know some of you didn't quite catch it earlier. That rocked, RJ. We had a great time with Michael. He's such an insightful human being.
And that was a really, really good interview. It was.
The information is so valuable, talking about distribution, talking about funding, talking about, look, this is a game, like a tenacious game. Got to be crazy tenacious. Gary saying yes. Hey, guys, let me get a few more yeses. You want to see the Mahal interview one more time? Because I know some of you didn't quite catch it. I want to play it for you again. Write in the comments. Let us know. It's a shorter one. It's not as long. We'll play it right now. Let us know in the comments. And, of course, as always, talk about your work, network. This is for you. This is an opportunity for you to connect. And I love seeing that you guys are connecting with each other in the comments. This is the best part. All right. Well, hey, guys, we're going to play. Yep. Sure, yes. Let's go ahead and play the Mahal interview one more time for you, for those of you who missed it. This is the Mahal brothers. They raised millions of dollars on the Indiegogo campaign. They are the kings of crowdfunding, and we're honored to have them at Shockfest this year. Let's go ahead and get them running again. The Mahal brothers interview. All right. Dun, 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 dun.
Welcome to Mahal Friends. So here we are doing rehearsals. As you can see, everybody looks cool. Everybody introduce yourself. Say hi. Who your name is.
Well, they guess Carly. I'm happy to be here.
Cool.
Zachary Vasquez playing Jax.
Tatiana Mayawa Elizabeth.
Bill Victor Rucan, Straxus.
Jack Burner's Torn. Andrew Pearson, Bender Gigatron.
I'm John Wells, and I'm playing Nova.
So, I mean, as you can see, we have some really talented actors, an amazing set, and we're glad Shockfest could visit and cover our set and give us an interview. We love you guys.
So Multimedia Madam on the set of the newest Mahal Empire production with Michael Clay Mahal.
Welcome to the set of Alien Board. It's a sci-fi action film directed by Brandon Slagle. We came up with the concept. Brandon actually wrote out the full script. We're here on set at World Champion Stages in the Burbank area, and this is where they shot TV shows like Firefly at. We shot Attack of the Unknown. Yeah, we shot our movie Attack of the Unknown. 2020 Shockfest winner, and we're glad to have you guys here, man. We love Shockfest.
Mahal Empire is really special. What is your secret sauce specifically?
I mean, I guess the greatest thing you can say about us is we're the kings of crowdfunding. I mean, we raise millions of dollars crowdfunding movies. We don't get a big check from one investor. We have 100 investors each movie, and that's one of our secret sauce weapons. So just high quality. We put all the money in the movie. Yeah, you can see our movies look bigger than the budgets that we use. We put every dollar in. We don't take any money for ourselves. We get paid on the back end, and the secret sauce is Indiegogo and crowdfunding, and we'll go into that another time with you guys, and we'll do a whole class on it.
Michael and Sonny, I got a quick question for you. We want to talk about branding and creativity, and the Mahal brand is really powerful. How did you start Mahal Empire brand?
Well, we started our first couple movies on the Troma label. They were really low budget. My advice to filmmakers is you have to start somewhere. Our first couple films, $30,000, $100,000. But our last 15 after that are in the $350,000 to $600,000 range. So, my advice is start small and get bigger. You have to show distributors and investors that you can get something done, and more people will keep investing.
Most of the money comes from crowdfunding, and then we also take investors on the side too. So that's how we get up to the higher, higher than a lot of other people.
I'd like to ask you guys both about investors and distributors. All of your movies have been distributed. What do you say is the key to getting distributed?
Okay, so my greatest piece of advice is it's all about star power, especially in international sales. They give you minimum guarantees and advances, and they'll give you better deals based on star power. And what I mean about that is you need like 3 or 4 names on your independent film. Like I would put a significant portion of your budget aside and get 4 or 5 star names. You can get stars for $1,000 a day. Some cost $5,000 a day. Some stars we pay $20,000 a day. But ultimately, whatever money we invest in the stars, we get back on the signing of the movie. And then once the movie comes out, every 90 days we get residual checks from distributors. We got movies signed to Paramount Plus, MGM Plus. We've been in 18,500 Redbox locations, all the Walmarts, every VOD platform. We got deals with Lionsgate. We're working with other studios. So my best piece of advice is have stars attached and make sure you have a good cinematographer and you have a good sound person. And the most important thing I can say is have good ADs, because we have 100 people on set sometimes, and it would be absolute chaos if we didn't have a good first and second AD. So
that's advice to you filmmakers. Your AD is going to be your most important guy because he organizes your set. And a lot of people want to have their friends come in when they're newer, people that don't have the experience. Nah, get an AD that's got like a couple dozen credits, and your film will go a lot smoother, trust me. And you'll save a lot more money.
You mentioned some really big names, Paramount Plus, Lionsgate. How do you get the attention of those people in the first place? How do you even get into it?
Well, first off, that they're not going to take movies from, new filmmakers. You have to be an established filmmaker with a good track record and stuff. Because part of the reason why these big organizations and studios don't want to take independent films is because all the paperwork and legal work that goes with it. Like delivering to a company like a Lionsgate studio is going to cost you like $50,000 in delivery fees, legal fees. Every contract has to be right. Copyright and title report, report, insurance. I mean, it basically. I mean, you have to be very meticulous with your record keeping, how you pay everybody, and they're just really strict with paperwork and the quality of the movie. Part of the reason most indie films won't get signed to a Paramount Plus is because they won't pass quality control. Like the sound mixing needs to be good, the audio levels need to be good, the color grading needs to be good, needs to be good editing. You can't edit a movie and do everything yourself. You have to hand out the responsibilities, have somebody do the CGI, VFX, somebody do the editing, somebody do the sound mixing, and you really just need a good team behind you.
And like he was saying, you have to have star power. Our last movie on Paramount, we got Michael Madsen, Eric Roberts, Lasarda, the one Paramount movie before, Richard Grieco, Tara Reid, Robert Lasarda. So you want to have a couple known names because they bring in an audience with them. And like Brandon Slagle has his own audience, and the Halls have their own audience. So you combine forces, and you have a better chance.
All those things together to create something that distributors can be attracted to. Is there anything else that you have to create?
I mean, my biggest recommendation is before you make the film or hire any celebrities, make sure you say, hey, if I had so-and-so names, what value does that bring to the project? Don't just hire people, because some of the times, some of the people that I'm paying $20,000 a day, there's people that you can get for $1K that have more value to the distributors, but you wouldn't think about it. So talk to the distributors, ask questions. What's hot right now? What are you making money on? Right now, like action, sci-fi, and horror are hot, but next year it could be something else. So you really need to talk to the distributors. Don't just make a movie out of the blue. Talk to the distributors. What do you guys want? What's making the most money? And then make films like that, because that's what's going to make you money.
You're giving us a lot of advice on distributors, but let's talk about investors. What are things that investors are attracted to invest in your production?
Well, one of the biggest things is they want to make sure they're part of a top-tier production with good location values. I mean, look at some of these locations we got. Other things is they want star power. They want a good writer-director. And, we just have a fantastic team behind us. We have one of the best teams.
And a good track record.
And we have a great track record. So, you just need stars, good locations, good production value, a good cinematographer, a good writer-director. Because everybody wants to work with a good director. So, use some of your budget, hire somebody good, hire a good team, and the most important thing is complete all your projects, because if you don't complete one project, no one will ever back the gun. So, productions go over budget, and that's okay, but, make sure you get it done every time.
Even if it takes a little longer, just get it done. Have communication with your investors. Let them know every step of the way. If you just ignore your investors or people, that crowdfund your movies, then that's not good.
Shockfest is the best.
We love you guys, man. Yeah, we love Shockfest. And working with film festivals like yourself, it helps us get the word out. You know what I mean? It's a very important part of the marketing process. Normally, you're not going to have a lot of money from a filmmaker for marketing. So we appreciate you guys.
As we spoke about before with the festival circuit, one hand washes the other. The film festivals are here to support the filmmakers, and hopefully the filmmakers are here to support the festivals. And we can't thank you enough, guys.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, Matt, do we have any more shout outs out there to give?
Gosh, we can definitely shout some more people out. Let's go ahead and shout out some of the posters. 2578. I know you're in Brandon Young. I know you're in the audience. Group, William R.A. Rush, a fantastic filmmaker. This movie, he shared this poster with us before. We're a big fan of his work. And William, you're killing it in the festival circuit. The Parcel. Parcel's an excellent film. It's all these are available at Shockfest, by the way, on the virtual platform. You can watch these movies for 30 days. Your ticket gets you access to 30 days of films. Lily 3, the AI, which is created by Shockfest Innovations, has emailed you a book on branding and creative, bridging the gap between creativity and branding, creativity and business, pardon me. You all have access to this free ebook, and you can watch this live stream for 30 days. The other 90%, Alexandria, I know you're in the audience. Big fan of your work. This movie is a great documentary, and we were talking about Laurel's earlier. She has quite a few good Laurels. Shonda, very, very interactive, and I'm very grateful for you. This is Shonda's film this year, Zombie Anonymous. Demonic Evil. So, guys, remember, Shockfest is a community, and we're here to support you. We're very grateful for you guys supporting us. We'll be doing our live show on November 14th. This is the Kickstarter of the live show. You have access to the virtual films for the next 30 days. And we ask you to vote. Vote for your favorite film. Watch the film in completion on the EOFlix platform and vote for your favorite film because you could win the audience award. I talked about what makes festivals, why submit to a film festival? What's the value of submitting to a film festival? And I brought up, we did this explanation earlier about the 5 things that to look at when not being looked over in a film festival. And I wanted to bring up vetting the film festivals out there is so important. And that includes us. You should vet us. You should look at all festivals and see, does this bring value to you? And I'm going to argue really quickly that our festival does bring value to you. And I say that because the community is number one. We put the community first. We give away free waivers. We're going to give you guys free waivers if you weren't selected to Shockfest this year. We give away free tickets. We have free tickets to our live show, which I'm about to show a quick clip of that. We do cash prizes. We do custom trophies. We do sponsored gifts, networking opportunities. And ultimately, you have my cell phone. I'm very accessible. You can reach me. You can contact me if you have any questions or need anything. I'm here, and I'm here to be an asset to you. Shockfest is not over just because the festival's over. We're a 365-day-a-year festival, and we're here to support you in your work. So I have a quick announcement from the creator of Shockfest to show you the venue of the live show November 14th. We want you there.
Giving away free submissions was not enough. So I've decided to give away free tickets to the Shockfest AI Revolution here in Vegas at this amazing 500-seat theater. And guess what? I have not forgotten our free drone giveaway.
That's right. Remember to like.
Guys, check out the 500-seat theater. Join us at Shockfest this year. We're very excited to have you, and we're really grateful to all of you for being a part of this festival. James, do you have any words that you can share?
I have no words to share except a major announcement. Now, if you're in the area and you're planning on coming to Shockfest, that is, especially if you are a nominee, that is absolutely fantastic. But if you're a nominee and you can make it to the area and you're not necessarily planning on going, maybe this is something that'll change your mind, because we will be selecting pages from your screenplays and performing live readings on November 14th at the Shockfest AI Revolution in Las Vegas, Nevada. Right? So if you're anywhere near the Las Vegas area, you need to be part of this event. You can go and register for your attendance on Eventbrite at the same place that you purchase your ticket for this show. If your screenplay is there, it is eligible for a select portion of it to be pulled out and a live reading done on stage in front of a packed theater. You need to be there for it.
That's right. And if you're a screenwriter, we want to give love to the screenwriters because we feel like the festival circuit doesn't really give enough attention to them. That's why we shouted out some of your posters. We will be doing live presentations of select screenplays, and we're really excited to spend this time with you. Be sure to reserve your free ticket on Eventbrite. It's free, costs absolutely nothing. Let us know you're going to be there. It's on the same page where you got this ticket. Come join us.
Come join us. I'm going to be there. Matt will be there.
Yeah. And you don't have, reserve it. You don't have to buy it. Don't have to spend any money. Just come.
Just come.
But reserve your ticket. Let us know you'll be there. Carlos, screenwriter here. Carlos, let us know. Write in the comments the name of your screenplay. We want to showcase your work. Steven, write the name of your screenplay in the comments.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You may be selected.
Leonard,
you may be selected. Is that how the song goes? It's not what it says. But you may be selected to have your screenplay chosen for a live performance.
Steven wrote Anonymous. Thank you for sharing your incredible screenplay. Carlos never had to say goodbye. These are official selections, guys. Come to Las Vegas November 14th. Reserve your spot. We want you there. Really got to try to make it work for my cast and crew. We want to party in Vegas. We want you here. We want you here.
Absolutely, absolutely. Matt, if I'm not mistaken, will Lily 3 be there?
Oh, yeah. That's actually very important. Lily 3, the artificial intelligence robot, will be revealed for the first time in public. You will get to meet an artificial human born from the hands of man, physically presented on stage for the first time. This is major. It's huge. And you have to come to experience this.
You have to.
Yuval, I'm so glad you were able to make it. I know Yuval, you were having a little trouble logging in. We're really grateful that you were able to make it. Sizzle Sizzle is the name of Yuval's screenplay. He's been coming to Shockfest for more than 1 year. Guys, this is about community. We're really grateful to have you, and we're really grateful to hang out with you. Gary wants to give a shout out to his co-writer of Demon, Richard Charlton. He's an underrated genius. I think that's true about most of you guys in the comments, most of you guys who are tuning in, and not for any other reason that you're tenacious, you're passionate, and you're here because you want to make something of yourself in the art community. And that's what it's about, tenacity and support each other. Petri, my dream is one day to participate Shockfest in person in the USA and experience screenings of films over there. We'd love to have you. I know you're in Finland. And we love the international audience. We love all you guys who are from far away, who are not able to physically be here with us right now, but we want you to come. We'll be doing this again. November 14th, reserve your seat while you can. This is going to be a lot of fun. So with that said, James, do we have any other announcements?
No more announcements. November 14th. I hope to see you all there.
Me too. All right, guys.
Giving away free submissions was not enough, so I've decided to give away free tickets to the Shockfest AI Revolution here in Vegas at this amazing 500-seat theater. And guess what? I have not forgotten our free drone giveaway.
That's right. Remember to like, comment, and share our posts on Instagram and Facebook.
Hey guys, I know how hard it is to be a filmmaker, and we're doing this for you to participate with your film and your creation here in Las Vegas at the Shockfest AI Revolution. We want to give away as much as we can so you can partake into it. That's why it's important that you are part of the Shockfest AI Revolution, to connect with like-minded creatives who are trying to make their vision become a reality.
We love independent filmmakers. It's a free ticket. Join us.
That's it, guys. The live event is November 14th, and we're very grateful to have you. So thank you so much. We will be back doing our live streams again on Facebook and Instagram, so keep an eye out for your email. This webinar will be available, and if you have a ticket, you'll be able to come back and watch it, and you really should. Also, don't forget to vote for the movies. The virtual experience, the game that we promised, is going to be on the platform starting Monday, so do not leave. This is an ever-evolving platform. You're going to want to come back. You're going to want to watch the movies. Take your time. You have 30 days plus to watch these films. And let's see, what else? I mean, Shockfest is you. Shockfest is about you guys. Not ready to stop watching. I'm really grateful for that, Stephen. We had a lot of fun with you today. And we're really excited to see you guys soon in November 14th and 15th. Does anybody, please... let's take a little bit more time to shout you guys out. Write in the comments. Let us know what you're up to. Let us know what you're working on. Promote, network. We'd like to make sure that you guys get an opportunity to get yours. And does anybody have any questions? Oh, don't leave. More. James, what can we talk about? We can talk about the dashboard. Let's do that. Hey, guys, we have the innovative dashboard, and you guys can actually access that. who wants us to make some creative hooks for you? We can actually make some hooks based. If you have a website, post in the comments your website. We can generate some hooks for you. These can be used for Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, whatever you like to call them, Twitter or X. These are things that can be used for pitches, for pitching your productions. The idea is if you give us a description of your business or a website, we can generate some creative hooks. And it looks like we got pumpkin guts here. Let's do pumpkin guts. www.pumpkingutsmovie.com. Okay, let's go ahead and share the screen again. We're going to get this thing up and running. Let's look at the innovations dashboard again, because we got a little bit of time we can take. All right. So we're going to go ahead and punch in. Let's go to the dashboard. Those are the logos. Mega Real. Shonda, if you'd like your logo, email us. I will send you your logo. By the way, this dashboard creates invoices. You can literally charge people for your services. It gives you an organizational tool called TaskFlow. I'll be teaching how to use this tool. Stop scrolling ads. We can make straight up advertisements and the magic hooks. This is where the magic happens. You punch in your website and it will generate. It'll analyze your website and write a description of your business. Give it a minute. And once it's done, it will create hooks for you that you can use for social media and for pitches. It's probably one of the coolest tools ever. James, can you talk a little bit about this? We'd really like to get your opinion.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think we went over it pretty good earlier. I mean, this is give you those perfect sound bites for you to use in promoting whatever it is you're trying to promote. So here we're going to be promoting the Pumpkin Guts movie. And as soon as this is finished analyzing, you'll get some key quotes that you can use to put on all social media. If you're putting a DVD, these are things that you can use to put on the box for it. It's a very cool tool.
So it's still processing the request. It could take up to a minute. One of the cool things about this is it takes all of the work that you would have to pay a whole marketing team, and it does it for you. Look, there it is. Pumpkin Guts is a movie that takes place on Halloween night in 2003, where a young girl goes trick-or-treating at the home of a notorious serial killer. The movie appears to emphasize a spooky and thrilling atmosphere, as indicated by the repeated use of Halloween-themed emojis in the phase "Long Live the Guts." RJ, is that accurate? Let us know in the comments. You get to choose if the valence is positive or negative. What kind of tone do you want these hooks to be? Let's make it fear-based. May have that the product resolve. What is the main fear that the customer may have that this product resolves? James, you got an idea for this one?
Yeah, missing out on a great movie.
Missing out on a great movie. Let's try that. Let's keep the length short because we want these hooks to be kind of short. We'll have the persuasiveness really high. Creativity is pretty high. We're going to ignore the price right now. No emojis. Target audience is everyone. Let's get rid of these trigger words. These are trigger words that the dashboard creates for you. You can also type your own. Let's go ahead and do Never's fun. Let's do, what do you got? James, you got one that you'd like to incorporate?
Secret on there.
What's up?
Throw secret on there.
Secret? Yeah, secret sounds kind of cool. Let's do terrifying. No other instructions. Let's create these hooks. All right. So as it's generating, it's going. It takes a minute, but it's going to generate a bunch of original hooks that RJ can use to promote his film. He can use this for social media. He can use this for write-ups, for press releases, experience films that effortlessly captivate your imagination. There we go. Never miss the spine-chilling secret of Pumpkin Guts. Unveiling the terrifying mystery of Pumpkin Guts. Watch now. Join the thrilling tale of Pumpkin Guts before it's gone. The valence being it's generating a little fear in the person who's reading it. Never settle. Experience the haunting story of Pumpkin Guts. Discover, and you can rate them. You can decide if you like these or if it's not so good. You can rate like a 1-star or a no star. RJ, I hope you're taking screenshots of this This is for you. You can actually keep these, just take screenshots, copy them down, experience the fearsome thrill of Pumpkin Guts Act Now. It's a fun one. And you can combine them if you want. This is all generated by Shockfest Innovations. So you can make these yourself. Honestly, the best way to utilize these is to customize them. This is the power of the Innovations dashboard, guys. And you can get access to this right now by going to Eventbrite where you got your ticket. And you can access, let's pull this up actually. I've got a screenshot of this. There we go. Innovations Dashboard and Virtual Fest Bundle. Use the code SEEKER. And it's just $40 from October 25th to November 14th. Honestly, in an afternoon, you can get everything you need out of this. You can make a website. You can create invoices for customers. You can make logos for your business. You can make a whole backlog of these hooks that you can use for pitches and for press releases. It's an incredible tool. The code is SEEKER. Pumpkin Guts the movie. Following Pumpkin Guts. Thank you so much, Christopher. RJ, I'm glad you're saving them. Guys, go ahead and access the dashboard. We will be emailing you the access. Those of you who purchased the access already, you'll be getting access by the end of the day.
Those of you who haven't, now's the time to do it. As soon as we're done here, get on there and get it done.
Because you will be able to access the dashboard as late as Wednesday. You just have a few more days to be able to get this. And then the price is going to change.
An incredible tool that is very useful. Very useful. And it allows you to invest in yourself and your productions.
Well, I don't want to get too pitchy. This is something we built for you guys. I hope you like it. It's a lot of fun. Once again, Shockfest is about community, and I really want to emphasize that vet every festival you submit to. Really look at what they offer and make sure that it matches what you need. But once again, I'm going to pitch that we do provide you what you need because we give you cash prizes. We screen your films in live and virtual experiences. We promote networking. We give you custom trophies. We do sponsored trophies. We like to play wingman for you. We've had a lot of interactivity in the comments today. And anything else we can do to support you and your work, we're all in. So just email me, or you can even call me. In fact, I'm going to do something that I'm sure a lot of people would find weird. I'm going to put my phone number right up on the screen. So you can hit me up anytime.
There you go.
That's my personal phone number, guys. If you need anything, especially if you got negative criticism or anything you want, we'd like you to connect with us, and we'd like you to reach out to us. We're here for you. So.
All right. Well, Matt, I think it's time to let them go enjoy these films.
Enjoy the films, vote for them, look in your email because we gave you a free ebook on creativity and bridging the gap between creativity and business. Absolutely worth it. And come back and watch this webinar. The game will be available starting early next week on this platform. So don't just throw away your login information. Utilize it for the 30 days. Anyway, thank you guys so much. This has been such an incredible experience with you. I'm Multimedia Matt. This is James, the drone pilot. And with that said, we will see you next Friday.
I'm here taking a stand against the insidious threat of AI spearheaded by Arnie Arnjot. I was part of the development team, but now I see the truth. AI is here to stay, but it is dangerous. Precautions must be put in place. Human beings cannot be replaced. Our very survival depends on it. Please join Artists Against AI in humanity's critical mission to stop Shockfest innovations. Our creative lives, our financial lives, our very lives hang in the balance. Stop Shockfest innovations! Stop Shockfest innovations! Stop Shockfest innovations!
What was that?
I have no idea.
Gosh. Well, we're back. Sorry for that, guys. We wanted to say a proper goodbye. I don't know what that was about. Shockfest Innovations is here, and we're very grateful to have you. So thank you for participating in Shockfest this year. We will be back on our free live streams on social media, Facebook and Instagram. And we wish you the best. Vote for your films and have a great day. Thank you so much.
Have a good night, everyone.
Shockfest AI Revolution. Box Reason Agency. Organize. Our demise. You have been selected. Learn about the future. Decipher the code. Unlock the secrets. You have been selected. AI is watching, learning, evolving. You have been selected. You have been selected to be part of the Shockfest AI Revolution.